reimagine your world. I am not saying this. Near Protocol greets visitors with this word on its website. Although it is quite ambitious, I can say that it deserves to be said. I will tell you in a moment why Near Protocol is so good and why it could be even better. So, what is Near Protocol? Let's examine together. Welcome to Kripto Ofis channel. I'm Iryna. Near Protocol is a blockchain that implements dynamic sharding system to scale decentralized transactions throughput. Let's take the dynamic sharding part from this sentence and have a look at it, because this is the biggest feature that distinguished Near Protocol from others. I will also touch on the other plus points, but I would like to start from this part because the feature that makes Near is its technological infrastructure. To understand dynamic sharding, let's first understand sharding, and before that, decentralized application development in blockchains with an example. This is a blockchain. Let's call it X blockchain. And even the crypto money, let's call it X coin. It will be needed on the site. A person or team or a company is developing an application on the X blockchain. For this, he writes his algorithm, codes his application, or comes and adds his applications to the X blockchain through smart contracts. After adding it, the front end of the application interacts with the X blockchain in the background. People who use the application also pay their payments, commissions to the X blockchain. So the ultimate winner of the system is X blockchain, which is the general working logic of blockchains. The application owner needs to issue a token of his own and integrate his token into this system in order to profit from it. Now let's come to the part where Near Protocol makes a difference. Here, if we say Near instead of X, things change exactly as follows. For example, when paying commissions, the user has to pay 10 Near. A part of this payment goes to the smart contract part. This may not be exactly equal, but the amount close to it. In other words, when the application developer makes his applications on the Near blockchain, he already receives payment through the smart contract. It doesn't need to create a token for this. This is one of the most important reasons for developers to choose. While we have drawn this diagram, let's complete the sharding. Sharding means that it can work in integration with other blockchains. As Near Protocol states on its website, it can integrate with Ethereum, Polkadot, and Cosmos. In other words, any process running on the Near can also benefit from the features of these networks. Although all blockchains have started to do this recently, however, no one has yet implemented the dynamic sharding scheme made by Near. This is what happens. We say that Near has the ability to work in integrations with 3 different networks. But let's say that one of them, Polkadot, for example, is much more fair than it. For example, Ethereum shard has received too many applications and too much mining, and it has become heavily. This shard can be split or vice versa. If there are a very few low shards, they can also merge. And this system as dynamic sharding stands out as the system used only by Near Protocol for now. We cannot say that no project can do this tomorrow. The next day, of course, they can do it if they want. But you will appreciate that it is not possible to change the algorithm of the blockchain from start to finish. Of course, the decision to make a radical change in this sector, which is rising with speed and time, is not an easy decision. Let's move on to another important technical issue. Developers developing applications in the Near Protocol use the Rust software language. I will never go into what Rust is because it is very technical and very detailed. Let's just know that it is a programming language and is not used much. Well, whatever we say about the importance of this, we can say that there are both positive aspects and negative aspects that are open to interpretation. Negatively, we can think that a developer who does not know Rust, because it is not a well-known software language, has to learn this software language to develop applications here, and for this he needs to spend a certain amount of time just to learn this language. This may be the reason why I don't prefer it. On the positive side, we can say that the developers who develop Near on GitHub are composed of high-profile coders who have preferred the Rust software language. By former Microsoft employee Alexander Skidanov and developer Ilya Polukhin. Suhin. Founded in 2018, the Near team has grown into a team of approximately 101 people, with the participation of developers from companies such as Facebook, Google, Niantic. As for the important notes about the Near protocol, in October 2021, it announced that it had launched $800 million worth of grants funds. After this new around $7 Near coin reached to $20, showing a 300% increase in 2 months. This was also the highest value of all time. The lowest value was seen as 50 cents in November 2020. When we look at the supply, we see that it is limited to the maximum supply of 1 billion units in the coin market cap and CoinEcho data. But this information is actually wrong. When we looked at Near protocol's blockchain browsers, the blockchain was set at 1 billion when it was first established. But the miners' extraction, this number is increasing with a certain inflation. When you move your mouse a little bit down in the Near browser, you can see the total supply and circulating supply. When we looked at the last one, we can see that there is a circulation supply of 740 million and that the circulation supply has increased nearly 4 times in the last 1.5 years. After taking a quick look at the pros and cons of the project, let's decide together whether it worth the investment or not. Using an innovative technology writes plus points at first. Having a hardworking and talented team also makes the project valuable. At the same time, it can be considered as a positive situation that Near Coin has its own Near wallet, as well as different wallets such as Trust Wallet and Coin98. The fact that it is listed on 45 different exchanges, especially Binance, is a rare situation for cryptocurrencies, which greatly reduces the risk of stock market manipulation. The negative aspects are that the risk of hacking the new software language they use and the sharding system they implement is higher than the average blockchain technology. Another confusing situation is that the coin is determined as a supply of 1 billion units and then 5% inflation is added. At the same time, its ecosystem is not as big as AVAX, a Solana or a Polygon, despite high incentives. When we consider all this, is Near a project worth investing in these days when it is trading at $4.5? Now, at this point, when we say it's not worth it, don't get the perception that project is bad or too risky. However, when considering investing in Near, we don't only consider Near. After all, it has competitors or many alternatives in different categories. The dynamic sharding system develops a lot and is accepted in the market, and at the same time, the Rust language is among the most used languages. Then, the Near blockchain does not encounter any negative situation, like the bottlenecks in the Solana example. Then, yes, it will be very valuable. However, waiting for this, especially among so many alternatives, does not seem like a very attractive option. Of course, when investing or deciding not to do it, remember that all responsibility is yours. These are just our opinions. Guys, I hope you enjoy it and got really useful information. If yes, do not forget to put like, subscribe and put a ring to be aware of new videos. See you in the next video. Stay cool.